Alright guys, welcome to another Wish Wednesday. In today's Wish Wednesday, we're going to be reviewing this. I'm sure you're probably looking at this and you're wondering, what is that? Same thing I was wondering whenever I got it in the mail because I forgot that I ordered this. So what this is a survival cane. So it comes with all these pieces, a strap, that's all that's in the bag. So this is how this cane works. So this is the handle right here. So you would, I believe you screw this piece into the handle. All these pieces do have an O-ring on them too, just FYI. So you screw the handle on, and then each piece screws into this piece. Alright, so now you have a full-length cane. You know, you have a handle all the way down to the rubber little butt right here on the end. So you can, I know you can't see it, but you can use this cane, you can walk around with it or whatever. But what makes this a survival cane? This cane has some secrets. So, secret number one is this right here. This little cap comes off. Then it has just a little storage area. That's secret number one. And then secret number two is this rubber butt piece that you would normally, this would be what keeps it from sliding around on the ground. If you take this piece out, this is a fire starter, a little ferrocerium rod that you can use a knife with to throw sparks. So that's secret number two. And then the last three secrets, and the most important for the survival cane, is that every single one of these links, or at least these three links right here, all have a different tool inside of them, or weapon, I guess if you want to call it that. We unscrew it here. Alright, so if we unscrew it here, we get a saw. Yeah, it's not sharpened on the back, so this is just a saw, that's it. Oh, it's actually very sharp too. So we have a saw. If we unscrew it here, we have a spear tip that you could use for, I guess, fishing or whatever. And then if we unscrew it here, we have a knife and a saw blade. We have like a glass breaker or some, or just like a glass breaker up here on the front. And this end just has kind of like a metal thing, so you could use this side of it to like break glass or whatever, and then you could use this side probably as a hammer or whatever, and then this would leave it hammer length. And then you can obviously unscrew this and put these together in any sort of combination you want. So say let's put this back, and then we'll put this one here. Say you wanted to use the spear tip, you could just rearranged everything and put it like this. And now you have the spear tip, and then you have this long spears. That way you can actually like throw it, or if you're gonna fish, you can stab it into the water or whatever. So obviously what we're gonna do is test out all of these different tools. And I think first we're gonna test out the spear.
All right guys, I got my spear right here. We have a big one right here. I have to whisper because I don't want it to run away. So what my plan is, I'm gonna try to sneak around that tree and then come around and hit it with my spear. Wish me luck. All right, we missed, so I'm gonna try again. All right, so the accuracy on this thing's not very good, so I'm just gonna have to run up and stab it.
We did it. We got it. I think this should be enough food for at least a week. All right, I know the lighting's not too great here, but we're working with what we got. So I'm really impressed with that spear tip. We got our kill, and it even stabbed into the ground a couple times. It didn't bend. I really thought it would, just because it seems kind of, a little bit fragile, but didn't bend or break. So check that off the list. So now that we have our kill, we need some firewood. So we're gonna switch this thing around. We're gonna get our saw blade out of here. So there's our saw blade. And something I just noticed, there's a little button here where you can fold. I guess where you can lock it. I don't know what you'd, maybe like if you're reaching up high and you're having to saw or something. So that's interesting. I didn't realize that it folded like that. That's the nice thing about this is you can rearrange it in any order you want. And now we have our saw blade. And now we have like probably like a 4-foot saw. So I'm gonna try to cut this off right here. See if it'll do it. All right here. Wow, this saw actually kind of sucks. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing because it did cut through half of it, but that really sucks. That's not very good at all. So I noticed that the knife blade, pretty sure I noticed it had a saw on the back of it too. Oh yeah, it has a saw on the back of it too. And it seems like a more aggressive saw. So we'll try that one. The saw blade's so short. Oh wow. The saw blade on the back of the knife, way better than the actual saw blade. And it has a can opener. Unless I'm missing something, like maybe that other saw blade is just like for little stuff, and then this one is like, because this one looks way more aggressive. So maybe this one is like for really big stuff. I don't know. So let's go back to the garage and let's try out this knife blade. All right, so now let's say that we're back to base camp. So we have our knife, and I'm just gonna unscrew just the knife part so it's easier to work with. Let's set this aside. So that way we have basically just the knife to deal with. So, we got our kill, we got our wood. So now we need to, what's it called? Skin it up. So, we got our kill. Let's just take the head off first. Come on back here. We don't need that. We don't need that piece. All right, so we got all of our meat. Let's just cut a little piece off. Come on. All right. All right, so we got a piece of meat. So it's good for that. Now, we have our stick that would cut off with the saw on the back of it. Now let's just kind of trim it down and then sharpen one into a point. See how it handles that. So first things first, break this off. Then we'll, oh, that's the wrong hand. Just take all these little pieces off. All right. Just kind of take the bark off. Then we'll skin this into a point. Or at least we'll try. Man, this is really gonna take a while because you can't really get huge pieces. This knife, it's better than nothing. Like if I was stranded out in the woods, don't get me wrong, I would be thrilled to have this knife. But for this, I don't know. It's just not that good. So that's gonna take forever. Let's compare it to like a regular folding knife. See how this does. Oh yeah, this takes off huge chunks. Oh yeah, you could do that in no time. Maybe if I change my approach a little bit, I could. Still not very good. It's kind of all about technique, I guess. So you could do it. It's gonna take forever. Let's just skin all the bark off. Okay. It's not that sharp. In fact, let's do a paper test. see how sharp this thing is. I got a piece of paper and I have a razor blade that is going to be our like control of sharp. So let's see what this does. So obviously, there we go. Slices right through the paper. I guess it tears it some. There we go. Cuts right through the paper, nice and smooth. Let's see what this does. Seems like it has like a chip or something that's getting stuck on. Because it's kind of going smooth. Wow. It must have a burr or something. So obviously it's not that sharp. So now I want to do a direct comparison between this saw and the other saw and see which one will cut the deepest into a 2x4. Alright, so here's how this test is going to work. I have two 2x4s. I'm just going to clamp to the table. And I have my phone as a timer. I'm going to start the timer, and then I'm going to give each saw 30 seconds, or I guess myself 30 seconds with each saw to try to saw through as much of the 2x4 as possible. And then we'll see which one's the best. So I'm going to go with the, whatever this one is, the one that wasn't as good. I'm going to start with this one. 3, 2, 1. $30. Not very impressive. Maybe like an inch or so, but then not even on the other side, so not very far. So now let's get this piece strapped in. 3, 2, 1. 30. Obviously, if you look at both of these, obviously the saw that we thought was better is better. So that comes as no surprise. So this is just a close-up of each board. This saw is this one, and then this saw obviously is this one. Both of them, they look kind of similar, but then whenever you take this one and look at this side of it, you can see that it didn't even hardly get to the other side. It's just pretty much all on this corner. Then whenever you look at this one, and then you flip it around, you can see that it's pretty much symmetrical all the way through. So clearly, this is the better saw. Alright, so we've tested the spear, the knife blade, and both saw blades. So now that leads us down to testing the glass breaker and the hammer. I have some glass here, which I don't really know what is in this jar. I've stuck so many things in jars. It kind of looks like oil, but it looks like it could be a lot of things. So I'm gonna stick this jar right here inside this bucket. All right, this way I'm not completely reckless. I'm not gonna swing super hard just because I know that if I hit it hard with anything, it'll break. So I'm gonna just kind of let it fall and see what happens. Well, that was very, very easy. Wow. Oh, that was the wrong choice of jar. We used the glass breaker, now let's try out the hammer. Alright, so now it's time for the hammer. So I got, obviously, the center block. I got these two 2x4s that I'm gonna set on top of here. And I got this long nail. And I think it's pretty obvious. I'm just gonna try to nail these two boards together. See what happens. Handle kind of came loose. That's not a big deal though. As you can see, that worked. No damage. It's kind of, it's kind of got some indents or whatever. And I don't think I mentioned a price point on this. This is $40. So for $40, getting 3 survival tools, a glass breaker, a hammer, and a fire starter. And then on top of having all this stuff, every single one of these is obviously a tube that you can put things in, and then the handle on both sides has places where you can put stuff. You can just put anything in any kind of order you want. You can hide stuff anywhere. Just screw this thing together any which way you want it. Put things in all the little cubby holes. I mean, for $40, I'm impressed. I think this thing is really, really useful. Even if the only thing you bring it for is a hammer. And you get a hammer, a spear, a knife, and 2 saws. So, can't really go wrong. Alright, so we pretty much tested everything on the cane, except for, if you remember I said that little rubber stop had a fire starter on the end of it, so that is our last thing to test out. And then I know in the wild, if you're going to start a fire, you know, you would get like some sticks or something and shave them down, and then get like a tinder bundle and do all that. I don't have that kind of time, so I'm just going to use gas. So I'm just going to dump a little bit of gas on the cinder block here. That should do it. We have our rod here, which we will use with our knife. And I think you should be able to... Oh, look at that. Look how easy that was. What? This thing comes undone? You can unscrew everything. I didn't even realize that. So I guess maybe you could replace them if they broke or something? Alright, so far, I'm going to rate each one. Fire starter, 10 out of 10. Works great. Hammer, works great. Glass breaker works great. Spear, awesome. Love the spear. This saw blade, not very good. This saw on the back of the knife blade, 10 out of 10, really great. The knife blade itself, not all that great, not super sharp, but if you didn't have anything, this would be like a godsend. This would be the greatest knife that you've ever seen in your entire life. So it's pretty good. There we go. We have the cane all together. You could be like a ninja, maybe. I wonder if there's anybody that would actually like use this as a cane. Like, you know, you just use this to walk around. Maybe use it as its full length and like beat somebody with it or something. You know what? Let's smash a cinder block with it, just for fun, or pieces of cinder block. Put my glasses on. All right, here we go. Nothing's bent or anything. I definitely would recommend this survival cane. For $40, it's got a lot of tools and it's a lot of versatility, and I'm sure that somewhere on the internet you can probably find different attachments, different blades, different everything for it, and you could really make it custom and make it really cool. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.